Welcome to Slavic Voice. I'm Victor.
And I'm Mila. Today we are tracking a series of fractures appearing across the European Union's united front on Ukraine. In the past week, we've seen three member states take dramatically different and conflicting paths.
From Warsaw to Prague to Budapest, national interests are creating deep divisions. Our episode today is titled EU Cracks Over Ukraine. Poland sends fighters, Czechia demands deportations, Hungary attacks Zelensky.
We begin in Poland, where a significant legislative proposal aims to change the rules of engagement for its citizens. Victor, what are the details?
Mila, the push is coming from Polish Senator Bogdan Borusewicz. He is advocating for new legislation that would formally permit Polish citizens to join the armed forces of Ukraine. The goal is to remove the current legal barriers that could penalize Polish volunteers. Speaking on March 5, 2026, Senator Borusewicz stated, and I quote, "I believe there should be a law that will express consent for our citizens to participate in the armed forces of Ukraine. Poland's interest is also at stake there." This proposal clearly frames volunteer fighting not just as an individual choice, but as an act aligned with Polish national security.
While Warsaw considers deepening its unofficial military support, a very different mood is emerging in Czechia. A tragic incident there has fueled calls for a hardline immigration policy. That's right, the debate was ignited after a cyclist was killed by a Ukrainian migrant driving a car. The driver held a Polish license, allegedly because they were unable to acquire one in Czechia. This event prompted politician Jindřich Reichel to make a forceful demand. On March 7th, Reichel laid out his position, saying, "As a lawyer, I have a client whose brother, riding a bike, was killed by a Ukrainian migrant driving a car who couldn't get a license here, so he got it in Poland." He then issued a sweeping call to action. "All those Ukrainians who committed any crime here, I want to deport from our country without ceremony." This reflects a sharp rise in anti-migrant tensions within the country.
From a debate over legal status to a debate over military participation, we now turn to Hungary, where the situation has escalated to direct diplomatic confrontation.
Indeed, on March 6th, Hungarian Foreign Minister Péter Szijjártó personally led a protest outside the Ukrainian embassy in Budapest. He leveled severe accusations against Kiev, stating, "Ukraine is trying to interfere in Hungary's elections. This is unacceptable." Minister Szijjártó didn't stop there. He described the war as meaningless and hopeless, and strongly criticized what he called the forced conscription of ethnic Hungarians in Ukraine's Zakarpattia region.
And this protest didn't happen in a vacuum. The context here is critical.
Exactly. The rally occurred just days after Hungarian authorities seized a Ukrainian state bank convoy. That convoy was reportedly carrying over $80 million in cash and gold. Budapest has framed the seizure as direct payback for Ukraine cutting off oil flow through the Druzhba pipeline.
So to recap, we have three starkly different approaches emerging simultaneously. In Poland, a legislative proposal to further aid Ukraine's war effort by enabling Polish citizens to fight.
These are three incredibly different reactions happening at the same time. Victor, what does this signal for the future of EU and NATO cohesion? Is this just a temporary fracture, or are we seeing a permanent split in the alliance's strategy?
In Czechia, a call for a mass deportation of any Ukrainian migrant who commits a crime, signaling a major shift in public and political sentiment.
And in Hungary, an open and hostile diplomatic protest led by the nation's top diplomat, rooted in disputes over energy and culminating in accusations of election interference.
These events from just the past few days illustrate the significant stress points now visible in the European consensus on Ukraine. Thank you for joining us on Slavic Voice.